Writing a book from scratch is for amateurs. In this live, we're going to talk about what you should do instead, all right? You never want to come to writing your book from a blank page or from a just, hey, I have ideas. Let's start writing and see where it goes. No. Not if you want to write something that you intend to sell, something that you intend for others to jump in on, read, enjoy, and get benefit from. Okay, so we're gonna break this all down. I don't want you out here looking amateurish, even if it's your first book. You ain't got to look like an amateur. I got the goods for you. Who am I? My name is Denise, if she can speak. My name is Denise Renee. It's a double first name. It's not my first and last. I am a content strategist and a book writing coach. And all this, these last couple of lives, we've been talking about how to get started writing your book right now during the holiday season. And what are, hey, Author Brooke Renee, how are you doing? I'm going to send you away. Thank you for joining in live. So as I was explaining, the last couple of lives, I've been talking about how to get your book, how to get started writing your book right now during the holiday season. And there are 4 elements that you need. And yesterday I broke down element number 1, which is clarity. And today I'm breaking down, today I am breaking down element number 2, and that is called, what did I call this? A framework. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed that the movies that you enjoy, they all kind of sound the same a little bit, just a little bit, like, but a little twist? The TV shows that you like, they're all kind of similar, but they're just with a little twist, but they're all kind of the same. How about your favorite mass media books? You know, the kind of books that you see when you go to the airport. I mean, I just came back from Thanksgiving. When you go to the airport and it's all the, the biggies, the Jane Pattersons, the Dean Koontz, the Jackie Collins. Notice how all of those books are kind of like very similar, right? Hey, Gretchen, thank you for joining in on my live. Do you notice how all of those things are all very similar? It's because the writers who write them, they are not starting from scratch, okay? They are writing, if it comes down to, good day, she says, good day. It's very proper. Good day, Mom. So all of those writers, for those screenplays, for those movies, for those mass market books, they're not starting from scratch, okay? They are starting by having, let's say in the fiction genre, we call it tropes. So there's a type. So when you're reading your favorite romance novel, or you're reading your favorite, I don't know, werewolf, not Teen Wolf, what's the one a couple of years ago, Twilight, right? When you're reading your favorite billionaire romance, that's the your 50 Shades of Grey type, books. There's a billionaire and then there's a young girl who, gets swept away in love with the money, honey, with the man and with the money. Do you notice that there are elements that are just kind of repeated from book to book, but the setting is different, the characters are a little bit different, the plot twists, have a little bit of, twist, a little bit of a sauce on it, but basically the elements of these stories are always the same. Same thing with your favorite blockbuster movies, the rom-coms, the summer action movie. I mean, it's the same, right? You start in, it's a dangerous scene. We're going down some dark alley or something, whatever. We see the problem set up and then boom, 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 boom. We're running, we're chasing, we're running. Something's going on. It's a dangerous situation. And then it kind of calms down. And then we introduce some side characters. We have, some fun over here. And then boom, 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 boom. Another chase. And then big explosion. And then the movie ends, right? It's like every summer blockbuster ever. Okay, author Brooke Renee says, I never finished a book in the past because I never knew about... Girl, you are who I am talking to, okay? That's exactly it. Because now I'm not saying that you have to write to tropes, okay? So tropes are, for those of you who don't know, a trope is basically just like a boilerplate. It's like your template. There's certain things that happen in this book. There's certain things that happen in this movie that we kind of always have to have. But you get to have your own little spin and your own little twist on it. And starting with that framework, and this is what I'm calling frameworks here because I'm typically working with people who want to write nonfiction books, but I do dabble with fiction. I've been a fiction writer for a very long time. Don't worry, some of my collections is coming. It's coming, right? But when you start with a framework, when you have an outline of what you need to hit, what are the beats that you need to hit, it makes putting your ideas out easier because you already know that this is a structure and this is a format that people like. I think I know, I was on a Zoom call earlier and I made a joke and I could tell I was among the older people in the room and that's okay. But I made a Meg Ryan joke. It was Sleepless in Seattle. It was like that part where, what's his name? He goes to her and he goes, hello, Diane, come and take a look at these swatches. It was funny. But I was like, nobody responded. I was like, oh, they just don't know. They don't know every Meg Ryan movie there was ever. Author Renee, Brooke Renee says, now that I know they are a necessity for me. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences as a writer and letting us know that it's so helpful to have a framework to start writing from. Now you can be the maverick, okay, and say, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna do it my own way, and you can, okay? We're all creative like that. I'm just going to caution you that if you want this book to sell, if you want people to actually buy the book, if you want people beyond your family and friends who are just gonna give you a sympathy purchase to enjoy the book, you might want to consider frameworks, okay? So now, I've been talking about this from like a little bit of a creative standpoint, the movies and the blockbusters and the novels. But like I said, I am usually working with people who are entrepreneurs, who are business people, who want to write a book that either shares their expertise or shares their story, and they want to get business results out of their books. And so you guys are saying, well, this is my own personal story. This is my own personal experiences. This is what I do on my business. Are there frameworks for me? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And we're going to talk about them right now. Gretchen Lauderhouse says, right. Thank you. All right. So what in the world are the frameworks for my nonfiction business book writers? Let's get into it. Now, there are two. Now, for those of you who don't know, if you see me turn to the side, it's because I got all my notes on my computer off to the side here. So, in general, for my business people, there are two types of books that you're going to write. And like I just said, it's going to be either that story about your life or something that's going to share your business expertise. Now, I'm not going to, in the scope of this discussion, we're not going to get into how that helps you build your brand and build your business. I've covered that in other videos and I'll probably cover it again, but that's okay. Today, I just want to break down what are those frameworks for you that you should be looking at. So if you want to write a book about your life, there are 4 types of nonfiction books that people tend to really read, they tend to buy, they tend to enjoy, even if you are someone who does not have an audience, who does not have a platform. I'll tell you one thing, if you are a celebrity, you can pretty much write a book about anything and people will buy it because you have already built up an audience of people who know you, who like you, they like you from other things, and they're interested in your life, so you give them your life story and they will buy it. On period. For the rest of us who don't necessarily have that audience, we have to focus on making our book really useful to the reader or really entertaining. So when you're coming and you want to share your life story, you can't only be thinking about it from the standpoint of, well, I just want to tell my story and I just want to put it out there. I've been through so much. Well, honey, baby lamb, we have all been through so much. How is your story useful and applicable to me? Okay? And how are you going to put this in a way that's going to keep my attention from beginning to end? Why would I want to pick up this book in the first place? Because I don't know you from a can of paint. But guess what? If you write one of these 4 types of books, people will begin to pick up your book and they will get to know you and they will get to know your story. So here are the 4 frameworks. Number 1, rags to riches. We love a good rags to riches story, honey. And again, my example here is the story of Annie. Now, again, I'm showing my age, but that's okay. I'm about to hit a milestone in a couple of weeks, so it's all good. So Annie's that typical rags to riches, poor, just horrible circumstances, and then gets adopted by this, rich family, and her life just dramatically changes, right? So, thank you for taking notes for us, Gretchen. She's writing notes, okay? She's writing notes in the comments. Rags to riches. So, if your story fits into that kind of framework where you've come from like absolutely nothing and to now you are sitting on top of the world, right? Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Boom, right? Put your story into that framework. Now, number 2, if your life has been a dramatic roller coaster, and I'm not just talking about a little bump and a little bump and a little bump, right? We couldn't pay our light bill this month or whatever. No, fam. I'm talking dramatic, okay? Family drama, like the stuff that makes you go, and okay? So if like life was coasting along and then, everything's going good, and then like the bottom just drops out, and then, you kind of gather yourself again, and then, you're going up and up and up again, and then the bottom drops out. If your life is filled with ups and downs like that, dramatic, loop-de-loops, reverses, okay? Then that is a very entertaining format for people to read. Even though it's your life and it's not entertaining, when you are writing a book, and you're trying to reach people and you want people to like read it, you gotta be entertaining, okay? Especially, like I said, if you're sharing your story and they don't know you. If you have a dramatic story, they'll read it, okay? Framework number 3, extraordinary success. And I broke that up. I didn't want it to sound like extraordinary because, that's a word that we kind of use a lot and we just kind of like run through. Extraordinary. No, I really mean you have accomplished something extraordinary. So this is room for people who may have had, just an okay upbringing. I would consider myself as having like an okay upbringing. I wouldn't consider myself having like a really dramatic roller coaster kind of, background. My mom, single mom, family worked, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We didn't have a whole lot. But, the necessities were had. She worked hard, put me through school, all that kind of good stuff. But there are some things in my life, some spaces and places in my life where I'm like, I really excelled at certain things. So if I were to write a book about my life, I would probably pick up on some of those extraordinary things that I was able to accomplish and zoom in only on that particular thing and just telling the story of how did I accomplish that particular thing. So if you've accomplished something in business or in life that not many people have accomplished, then you've got an amazing story. Cut away the fluff and focus in on that and put your book into that type of format. And we want to know, because people, they want to know, how did you do what you did? They may not do it themselves, but they are definitely entertained by finding out how you did what you did. And then number 4, if you don't necessarily have like all that drama in your life, but you have learned and applied some very practical principles that have given you some really great results, and you've helped other people accomplish good results. If you've got those life principles to share, then people love those types of books. And so then you can make the principles the focus of your book, and then you're telling your story as a way to kind of, as just an example of that particular, it's just an example of that particular principle. Boom. All right. So now let's get into the 4 frameworks for when you want to share your business acumen, your business experiences. There are 4 of them, and I talk about them a lot. Number 1 is a how-to book. So if you are able to show people how to accomplish something very particular and very specific, then definitely share that how-to book. It's focused And anyone who is interested in that particular thing, learning how to do that thing, boom, there you go. They're going to want to read that book. And the title is like self-evident, how to do whatever it is. So thank you so much to Gretchen. She is like down there just giving us all of the notes. I love it. Thank you so much, Gretchen, for participating. Number 2 framework is a methodology book. So in a methodology book, you're going to share with people how you do whatever it is that you do. Your way is going to be different from the way everybody else may do it in your industry, and you're going to share why it's different and why it's effective. And then framework number 3 is telling that success story, whether it's your own success story and not just any success story, not just, I was able to, become a millionaire or something like that. It's going to be related to your business. It's going to be related to what it is that you help other people do. So if you were able to do something and accomplish a particular success, and now you help either coach other people through it, or you've developed a physical product and you sell it, or, whatever, what have you, you want to share the success story that you were able to get for yourself, or how you were able to help others accomplish that one particular thing. And then number 4 framework is a hybrid. So it might be a little bit of a combination of the success story and the how-to, or it might be a combination of a success story and a methodology. Usually it's going to have like success story and something else. So we can make a little bit of a blend. And this way you are now presenting your information in a way that people are already used to seeing on the marketplace. You're not trying to be the outlier. You're going to be very useful to your audience, and you give the opportunity to really see you as the expert that you are, sharing the tips and the tricks and all of the things that you have. And that will make them more likely to become a customer of yours in your business. So that was a mouthful, right? And Gretchen caught it. She said for business, number 1, the how-to. Number 2, the methodology. How saved, why it's effective. Number 3, telling your success story. Number 4, hybrid, a combo of 2 of them. Gretchen is on it. I love it. Thank you so much for being such an active participant in this live stream. So I just spilled all of my beans, baby. So now here's the question. How in the world, now I think I talked a little bit earlier about why you want to use a framework, because you don't want to start from scratch. You want to work with something that you know is proven. If your intent is to sell your book to strangers, you want strangers to be attracted to your book, you are going to want to put out the candy that that they're going to want. When it comes Halloween time, you don't want to put out the janky candy. You want to put out the good candy. All right. So if you're trying to get people other than your mom and them to buy your book, you want to start with a framework, something that's a little bit popular that people can grab into and follow along with your story. And then the other thing is, it may like the other participant, Brooke, who was on the stream a little bit earlier, she said using a framework was so much easier for her to get her writing done. So yeah, it makes life easier for you as a writer. So I've just run through these 8 frameworks for you for my nonfiction people. And, it can be a little bit challenging to figure out, well, how in the world do I know which one of these I'm supposed to write? And then when I pick my framework, how do I fit my specific story and my specific content into this framework? Well, this is what I help people do as a book writing coach. And more specifically, like we've been talking about through these last couple of live streams, it's time to write that book now, even during the holidays. And I shared with you that I have a group coaching program. It's called Get Started Writing Your Book, the Live Accelerator. And the Live Accelerator is where I have some live coaching calls with a small, intimate group of people who are writing their book, and we're all going through it together. And in those coaching calls, I help you map out your content to one of these frameworks to put together your outline, create a writing plan for you so that you're going to be able to get started and quite possibly finish a first draft really quickly in a matter of weeks, so that at the beginning of the year, you're not thinking about, well, this year, my New Year's resolution is to write my book. You already got a draft, baby. And you're confident enough in your content to say, you know what? I'm ready to start talking about this and I'm ready to start pre-selling my book. If that is you, if that is something that you want to do, then I recommend that you check out the Live Accelerator program. There is a cohort that is starting in December. December 9th is our start date, but the cutoff date to apply is next Tuesday. What's next Tuesday? The 5th. December 5th. Author Brooke Renee says, you only help nonfiction writers? No, ma'am. You know what? I gotta bring my books into this room. No, ma'am. I work with fiction writers as well. One of my fiction clients, she just published her book this summer. And oh my God, it is so good. I'm so proud of her. It is so juicy. No, I write fiction as well. Most people don't know that because I don't have any fiction that's published yet. I'm focused on my nonfiction right now, but don't worry, I'm coming with the fiction. But yes, I studied this in school. This is what my degree is in, writing as well as creative writing. So yes, I do work with fiction writers. I don't work with poets. I can't help you with that. I mean, I can give you my opinion, but that's like not my genre. Short stories and novels, I got you. So, if you are interested in the Live Accelerator, I would say drop a comment or DM me if you're on Instagram. DM me the word accelerator so that I know what it is that you want to chat about. We'll chat and I'll give you the information. And part of the application process is a in-depth 20-minute consultation and review. So we'll get the chance to actually speak face to face before we could even say, yes, I'm signing up or whatever. No. We got to talk first. We got to make sure this is the right fit for you. And if you are watching this as a replay or on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook or anywhere that allows links in the description, there will be a link in the description to the Live Accelerator so that you can check it out. And again, go through the application process so that we can have that call and talk and see if this is the right fit for you. And if it's not, that's okay. There are other ways that we can work together if we need to work together. But I just wanted to come in, drop that knowledge. I will be back tomorrow. In my head, I keep thinking I'm coming at 4:30, but I keep forgetting. My son gets off the bus at 4 o'clock, and I always have to go through what you got for homework. What's going on? Why is this missing? So I've been coming on at 5. So let me just say I'll be back at 5 tomorrow. And I'm going to be dropping the next piece in the puzzle of how to get started writing your book now during the holidays. Okay. So thank you for those of you who have been with me live. I appreciate you so much. If you want to come and join the party with me live, make sure you follow me at Meet Denise Renee on Instagram, or if you're watching this on some other platform, make sure you are following me there because I will post a replay there. Have a blessed day picking up babies from school. I'll stop in tomorrow. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you and everybody else who will be joining because we'll be back. I got more, if you thought this was fire, I got more heat for you, baby. I got more heat. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.